I
Or
did.
you? Oh, great. And we're live. GM. Good morning, Farcaster.
GM Adrian.
I
That's
love
really
all
funny.
the changes for season 3. I'm totally prepared for them.
She's really excited.
Especially this new view that really zooms in on our faces. I
Yeah.
apologize to everybody.
But
the algorithm likes it or something.
The algorithm likes it. And with that, we are going to get rolling today. We have some updates on channels. We have the results of the rewards. Ooh, the leaderboard is finalized. And we're going to talk about whether you put the milk in your cereal first, or you put the cereal in first, the milk in first, or you just never put the milk in. So hang in there. Here we go. And we'll see you in a moment. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. And GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, January 15th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. I was just retweeting our live on Twitter. So if you're joining us on Twitter, say hi. And if you're on Farcaster, let us know your Farcaster name so we can give you a little shout out. And GM Adrian, how are we doing this morning?
Doing excellent. And that's a lie. I'm holding it all together by threads.
Okay.
2 or 3. But I'm super happy to be here. It's my favorite place to be. I'm just a little spacey. I don't know. Happy Wednesday or something.
It's a Wednesday. I know. You know what? I woke up this morning and I'm like, this would be a great day to sleep in, except it's not. So, but I had a moment like that as well. All right, let's dive into a couple things. We're going to start with this. Still happening in California. The fires are raging, and some of our friends on the timeline are sharing some things. And this is from Ted. This is her window, looking out her window, in the soot on the window. And I just thought it was a beautiful and sad picture. Ted, we're thinking of you and everybody in LA. And this was from Henry in the Los Angeles Channel. The community response to this horrific week has been incredible, with people coming together all over the city to donate clothes, drop off supplies, and support each other, showing the good side of humanity in the face of disaster. 100% of proceeds from the mint in the attached frame will be distributed to communities in need and is dedicated to the firefighters working to contain the fires. Each frame has a GoFundMe link linking to dear friends and community members who have lost everything over the last week. The attached spreadsheet has info for what is needed and where in the city it is needed if you wish to and can support in any way. So this was awesome to see. Very cool frame here where you could mint right from the frame to donate, or you could click in and go to the GoFundMe pages. So appreciate, Henry, what you're doing, and wishing everybody some safe and peace, please. Hopefully this will be past us soon, but still raging. So I did end up minting. I needed a mint all. I needed Henry to do a mint all so I could just mint it all. But yeah, it's been good to see some of the, more positive stories coming out of the support that people are finding. So just thanking all of you. All right. And now moving into less important news, but still important news. The rewards.
For
the great
important
Farcaster
for
news.
Farcaster.
Not really. Yeah. Farcaster news. The rewards leaderboard finished up yesterday when the results are in. CJ taking number 1, renewed by rewards, onboards 10 plus cool friends to Farcaster. I think she didn't see the part where only one was going to get
one
rewarded.
But apparently she doesn't even need the extra boost.
She didn't need it. And Moonbeamer, who was one of the people she did onboard, came in at number 4. Alex Scholl, our former GM Farcaster intern, coming in at number 2. A Wisconsin cheerleader renewed FC interest by prospect of rewards, paying for college social life. Great to see FCers welcome and engage new people. Appreciate July and it's Basil. Oh, still Basil. I'm assuming it's Basil in the top 10 with what they bring to FC. Call me crazy, but I love seeing FC stalwarts, Sloke, Woj, Jesse Pollock, Android 16, Ted acknowledged and rewarded. I agree. Also, many stalwarts pass on rewards to others. Shout out Ted for first draft contest with hers. So Ted took her rewards from last week and put it towards the first draft channel. So she's been doing some cool things with her rewards. Other stories down the leaderboard we don't know about, where the 20 to 30 probably means a lot more than for those of us in the West. Thanks DWR and V for an algo that works for rewarding thoughtful FCers. And here was that leaderboard as it ended up, and that top 5. CJ, Alex, Ted, Moonbeamer, and July. And then it's Basil and Slope coming in there, Android 16, and Jesse Pollock and Woj. So nice little top 10. I love this. I'm like really enjoying the leaderboard, even when I'm nowhere near. Like, it's not about me. Like, I'm not going to win. I have I got no skin in that game. But I still am enjoying like watching people get into it and try and hit.
It's fun to see. Yeah, it's fun to see the gamification of it. And Definitely. There really is a big drop off between top 5 and top 25, I guess, and then everybody else.
Yeah. I think I ended up in the top 100 this time, but I didn't think I was going to get there. But in the end, I think the cereal, the lack of milk in my cereal pushed me over the edge.
I think that's after. That came after. You're priming your
priming the pump
for this week. I think for me, I kind of hang around in the hundreds is my I think. And then I think I dropped below 100 towards the end. And I do think the frequency of casting, like it's really don't try to like plan a big banger, just like cast often.
Just cast I just cast pretty much as I normally do. Every once in a while I look at the leaderboard and I'm like, ooh, like I'm like, oh, that must have been from that or whatever. But I'm just casting as I normally do. But for those who are actually trying to engage, I agree, casting more often. But also I'm probably casting a lot more often than most people on a normal, like just day. There's some days I'm just insane. Cast early, cast often. Exactly what MM wants you to do. Yes, exactly what MM wants you to do. That's why we're incentivizing it.
Show me the incentive.
Here's the outcome. Works out pretty good, actually.
Also, it helps to be a Nepo baby, apparently.
It does. We know. I was feeling like that was a little bit of our win. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Good for the Nepo baby.
She did not cast this because I know she's still learning about how to cast in terms of not the mechanics, but like, what do we do here? So when Brad did the summary and he said like, Alex, in number 2, because with a renew, like, what was it? Because she found out you can get paid.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta grab that. Yeah.
I think you have to scroll up, right? Is that?
Yeah. It was Alex. Number 2, a Wisconsin cheerleader with renewed FC interest by prospect of rewards paying for college social life.
Yeah. She's like, I feel like that makes me sound greedy and I'm only in it for the money. I'm like, yeah, we all are. That's the point.
It's okay.
It's a crypto network, girl. Get that bag.
Get that bag. It's all good. Oh, that's funny.
I was like, own it.
Own it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the incentive, right? Like if that incentive wasn't there, she might have started casting again, but she definitely wouldn't put the effort in that she did. and to really throw some interesting content out there. That was interesting. Like that added something to the feed. So that's different. And yeah, so it's all good. And CJ, I mean, killing it up there at number 1. So proud of you. But it's, you know what I've noticed though, it's really hard to stay there.
Yeah.
Besides like, you know, like Ted when she's, you know, actively casting and things like that. But I think for newer people, it's hard to stay there. I've seen people fall off and they can even be doing the same thing, but then they get more followers and the algo changes a little bit. And so we'll see what this week brings. But
I mean, that's anything, right? Attention, it's hard to get.
Very, very hard. Yeah.
It's harder to sustain. I mean, near impossible. So
yep. It's it's definitely tough.
Do the kids know this reference? Do the kids know this reference?
I don't know. Kids, if you're in the audience, do you know this reference? Greed is good.
And by kids, I'm talking to 90% of the Farcaster population.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Is the actual line. So I don't know. If you're watching this, drop a note in the chat. Kids. So this moving into some actual Farcaster news here. This is from Dan, DWR. Our priorities in order, i.e. where the 13 people on the team are spending time. A, continue to improve frames UX, especially on-chain UX. B, improve discovery across Farcaster for anyone building, creating something on-chain. We love that. C, Snapchain, need to scale the underlying protocol. D, cheaper signups, top requests from several existing apps with large user bases considering integrating with Farcaster. I'm going to reread that sentence again. Cheaper signups, top requests from several existing apps with large user bases considering integrating with Farcaster. Migrating sign-in with Farcaster to Farcaster Connect, CFIP, to allow other clients to provide auth for apps and frames. And then F, rewarding and onboarding improvements around invites. And then the Farcaster Connect FIP is in this same thread. I really think that's very interesting. There's a couple things that are very interesting in there. The which large user bases are considering integrating with Farcaster. I'd like to know.
What do we think? What do we think that is?
I have no idea. Lens.
And now I know. I mean, I saw V ask for feedback about reducing the cost of signups. Like, what if we dramatically reduce it, but then just allocate much, much less storage? So it's like you can spin up an account. Then all of a sudden, right, it can be kind of the identity layer, social identity layer. But if you're not casting, then you don't have to worry about storage. But you can now have an account, which means you can have a social graph. Like, you know, you don't need that much storage for follows.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point. So you mean not everybody has 4 storage slots and has them almost all full? No?
4 is not nowhere near enough.
I know. I'm going to have to expand soon. Interesting. And then the other thing here, improving discovery. That's, always something that's on our mind for sure. Find us. How can you find us even more easily and more of you? So yeah, interesting. I think these are, this is very interesting priorities for sure. Then we had this update on channels from DWR as well. One, it's not a top priority right now. Okay. Well, do I need to read the rest of this? Okay. All right. I get. Oh well. 2, channels are not expiring. If we end up moving forward with an expiration, we will give advance notice. Consider it an indefinite grace period. There was a time when you were going to have to renew the channel, and I think we were coming up on that time, or may have already passed it. We already passed it. So I think that was something that was needed to be said. 3, when it becomes a priority, we will resolve abandoned and squatted channels as part of the expiration. We will likely decentralize channel creation at that point. However, only when a top priority. 4, what's higher priority than channels? And then goes into the notes here in the priorities in order. So I think I did these backwards, but Yeah. So this is just channels is kind of just being pushed in the back burner. And I think it comes down to, well, never mind. Let me just read this. Why aren't channels more of a priority? Our sense is channels work when Farcaster itself is growing, i.e. channels are not a growth driver for Farcaster, more a feature tool for deepening engagement, which I would say that's true. And if you're trying to grow, it's not necessarily going to grow, but it's a feature that might be useful once you're here. That different, or that might attract some people. If they're, for example, if you're bringing over a whole community, a channel is going to be very useful. But if you're not, it's really not.
Right.
So.
And maybe if channels had matured to a point where it became a lot easier to migrate a whole community, but kind of never got to that point. So it's hard
Right.
to like launch a new community here. Easier for kind of playing and partitioning once you're here.
Yeah. I still think
this
of
is
it.
not a surprise to read based on
No, definitely not.
experience. I think there's still people experimenting. Dylan Dillsteck and I had an interesting chat about channels yesterday on The Hub, our developer podcast.
I was listening last night because I couldn't watch live, but I was listening back, and it was really a great show. So make sure you check that out if you missed it yesterday. So what were you guys talking about channels?
Well, just that there's still people building channel tools. And there's Legos, right? Like it's like you didn't get to the point where channels became super easy. The Legos like actually created something that was easy to use. It's just like I could actually show you like my kids' playroom from 20 years ago. That just like it's like it's just that bin of Legos.
Yeah. Yes, the bin of Legos.
Like, waiting for someone someday to come and build something.
Yeah, that's
true. And no, we were giving an update on Cura.
Right. Oh, and I was going to say, when you said that, I was going to say tomorrow we're going to have Humpty and Sahil on talking exactly about one of those Legos for channels.
Yeah. And they're putting and that's what Dylan was giving an update on is Cura, which is, hey, this team's putting together all these Legos to make channel moderation and management easier.
Right.
So it's interesting because the Legos are there. It doesn't need to be a priority for Merkle, but it doesn't mean that we can't keep playing with existing Legos to see what we can do with them. So I know for me, and I was telling Dylan, for me, like I just kind of gave up on channels. Like I don't cast in them so much anymore. I stopped thinking about them.
That's why, because when you were casting in it a lot, it was because it was giving you a boost. I'm not saying that is your exact reason, but that was the incentive. Was like, oh, if I put it in this channel, and also I could cast in all the channels. Right, as long as I was following it. So now that's not the case. So there's been times when I went to cast in a channel and I couldn't. So it was like, oh yeah. Well,
and it's not even so much a boost, but it was, I think, in good faith as a good Farcaster citizen.
Farcaster.
I'm thinking in my head about this other cast that Phil just did about calling Farcaster users Farks. I don't know.
That's a bad idea.
It was a 2-year-old. Sorry, I digress. Go check Phil's feed if you want.
It's all Phil's fault.
He pulled a cast from that V like casted 2 years ago where he was
okay.
Farks. Okay.
Farks.
So as a good Farker, when I hear that, hey, we're trying to build channels, it's like, oh, in good faith, I'll try to use channels. It never, it never hit, obviously, because we didn't see it. And if that's not where the emphasis is,
I kind of do like the idea of thinking about channels like hashtags. I actually do think that was a good thing, because it helps to, in my brain, like organize it almost, where, or I can go into that channel and just see everything that relates there. So it does still feel like that was not a bad thing. Like I felt like I guess it just wasn't enough.
Can I do a little defense of hashtags?
Yeah.
For the record,
I like hashtags.
This is a very unpopular opinion.
It's very boomer. This is going to be a very boomer moment. So Gen Zers, just prepare yourselves.
Okay. The history is Dan was like, no hashtags. Don't need them. They're cringe. There's all the reasons, like hashtags on Twitter early on, it was great, right? But then people interject, hijack them, and they do become pretty cringe.
Yeah.
The reason hashtags are nice, I think, in an early network, just like in Twitter, is because they're lightweight.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to search. It's just, they're lightweight. they're permissionless.
They're a signal.
And and so somehow I think, and obviously we pulled that tweet from Elon a few weeks ago where he's like, please don't use hashtags. They're cringe and we don't need them anymore, right? So the purpose of hashtag was organization early on. In the age of at scale AI, you really don't need them. Like if you've got machine learning, the algorithm will know what you're talking about. We'll be able to organize, and that's great. So I'm on board that hashtags are cringe. I'm on board that at scale AI will take place and machine learning will take place of the need for hashtags. However, my feeling is people in an emerging space like want the ability, like you said, for me, like I want to categorize my thoughts.
Yes.
And as I'm onboarding new people now, even if it's not a hashtag, just a slash, but it's like, okay, I'm showing people like, this is new. What are your interests? Well, I'm kind of into food and I like travel. Like, just the channels felt heavy. Anyway, that's my defense of hashtags. Don't at me and don't call me a boomer, but I understand why.
By the way, this was really funny. Speaking of hashtags, me and my Farcaster come back with a hint of nepotism involved. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop. And Diana Jones and I were wondering if you guys use hashtags here. If not, please disregard the one above. And then I just answered no hashtags except ironically. And Alex responded, I've never used an unironic hashtag in my life. So there you go. But I did think that, I think that hashtags can be just a very easy signal. I think channels can operate in that same way, where I will look at a cast and then if I see where it was casted into, it sometimes gives me additional context. So that's why I think it can be really helpful. Like you can, gain a little bit more context about it.
Yes.
Similar to with a hashtag. So.
And speaking of cringe, by the way, I think we need to let people be cringe because how else are we going to self-select ourselves into the hierarchy of status? So if you try to like put in the actual like guardrails and don't let other people be cringe, then I can't feel good about myself by not being cringe.
By feeling above it.
Yeah, exactly. Like don't programmatically not let people be cringe. You gotta let the
let us be
out.
cringe people.
Yeah.
I appreciate cringe. I think, one person's cringe is another person's kitschy. It is what it is. All right. We have a few more things to get through. We're very chatty today, which is nice.
Sorry.
Cringe can't be regulated.
Sorry, not sorry.
This was from you, and I thought it was a really nice sentiment. Imagine waking up one day 4 years ago and deciding to compete with Zuck and the rest of the SV giants and later Elon on social media, exclamation point. And then waking up every single day since then to just keep working on it. No drama, no complaining, no excuses, just focus day after day, month after month, year after year. This is an admiration post for DWRNV. I was listening to Zuck on Rogan today, and I sometimes forget the actual scale of Meta, and Elon is obviously on another level. Made me think, who in their right mind would ever try to compete? Respect. Well said, Adrian. I just felt like that was really well said. And I think, when we get when I get a little annoyed if there's and honestly, it hasn't happened in a while, but when things weren't working right or the site goes down or whatever, and you get a little, you have to think about, this is hard. It's like really, really hard.
It's kind of insane if you think about it. Yeah. And we don't think about it. Yeah. It's so easy to get annoyed at the little things.
Yeah.
But I was, and I don't know, did you listen to Zuckerberg?
I did not. Rogan? I've only seen a couple clips and I haven't, I need to meditate a little bit before I do that.
It's like, I'm like, are there two less liked people? By the way, I've listened to Rogan for a decade. Like I've from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan, but I also I'm kind of a fan of comedians, period. Just stand up, and I like his,
Same.
And I really like long form podcasts.
I know.
I just like to hear people talk for hours because it's like short tweets, long form podcasts, nothing in between.
Nothing in between. No long tweets, but 4-hour podcast, totally fine. Totally great.
So I'm a fan of his. Zuck has a PR image. Fascinating.
For me, it's
I can't figure out why.
For me, I am fascinated by that. For me, when I watch Rogan, when I'm interested in the guest, I'm not like every week I watch it. It's like, so I will watch the Zuck one. I saw some clips and I'm like, I'm not quite ready for that. I need a moment.
By the way,
I think
and
it was
that's
the hair.
point.
I think the hair just like, I need a moment.
Yeah. Actually, that's the shout out for Rogan. Like, he's a great interviewer. He lets people
He is.
or I don't know if he's an interviewer, but
I don't know if he'd say
conversationalist. Like,
great. I would say he's good. You know,
no,
it
Howard
depends on what
Stern
you're.
is the ultimate. I don't listen to him anymore
Absolutely.
because it's serious. Like,
Yeah.
get on.
Yeah.
That's like,
You know what? You can
anyway.
find sometimes there are clips on YouTube.
I don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, so Zuck to me is now just kind of fascinating as a
Absolutely
study,
fascinating.
just and such a Rorschach test as well of like what you think about him. Anyway, really, really interesting conversation. And my point is, as I was listening to it, I was like, he's talking about like, what is the Dow of meta products, daily active users?
Yeah.
It's like 3 billion people.
Yeah.
More than a third of like the earth uses
The
one of
world.
their products. Now, granted, a lot of this is WhatsApp
but you've got
for
WhatsApp, you've got
messaging.
IG, and you've got Facebook. I
Facebook.
mean, massive, massive, massive. All of them.
A third of
So
literally every third person in the world, every freaking
is
day.
on one of the products.
Yeah. So it's like, whoa, that scale.
But yet he still comes off to me as a kid trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
You've proven yourself.
No, yeah, but that's like, yeah, but everybody.
You're good.
He's just one person who happened to create Facebook when he was in college 19 years ago, and then showed up every day.
Right. True.
Right. So it made me think of Merkel. Now we always think of we always call Farcaster kind of Twitter clone, and that's obviously because that's where Dan and Varun kind of came from. That's like the text-based social network. But one, they didn't compete against Elon from the beginning. It was the Jack days.
Right. Yeah.
And two,
that's funny.
But yeah. But either way, it's like, who would compete against these giants?
I know.
Like in their right mind.
Right. You got to be a little crazy, which I love the crazy ones. Those are my favorite people. So, you know, that's what interests me about all of this. Is this experiment is fascinating. So, you know, buckle up. That's why we're here. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I loved that. And I got to go watch Suck. All right, we've got a few more things to get through, and we got a boogie. We've been chatty today. Starter packs. This is from DWR. Starter packs you make now appear as a tab on your profile. Thank you, because it's really hard to go back find them again. Like you can create them all you want, and you don't know where they are, and that'll just make it so much easier to recommend to people. And by the way, I found it very interesting who he used as the example here.
Very foxy.
It's foxy.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Also added to the sidebar on web, better discovery for the most popular starter packs coming soonish. That's great, because I was just honestly thinking about this the other day when thinking about invites and all that kind of stuff. How I think I was trying to find a starter pack to send to somebody who had just onboarded. And it was like, it's not easy to do that. If it was, so this person made that starter pack, I'll just go to their profile, would have been much easier. So this is great. So appreciate that. That's super helpful. We're just now getting to our backgrounds. So this is pretty funny. Or actually, I should have gone this way. So this is from Justin, print, but I have to go back and show you this first. I'll print you all. And she's printing out different profile pics. And then Justin said, "Oh, can you print me?" And she did. Primarily, yes. I love how small it is. And this is talking about the printer, it only needs paper, so you can go anywhere and print these pics or stickers right away. So she printed out Justin's PFP, which I thought was hilarious. So just something cute on the timeline. This was somehow very satisfying to watch. Like, I don't know why. I just thought it was very cute. This from Yasik, DGen mainnet upgrade alert on January 15th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So coming up in about 3 hours. CGen mainnet upgrades to ARB OS 32. No downtime expected. Key highlights: faster withdrawals. Orbit chains finalize in less than 15 minutes. Follow-up work is needed to enable fast withdrawals, but this upgrade unlocks the capability. Stylus integration. Build contracts with Rust WASM. 99% cheaper signatures. Lower cost for SECP 256R1 verifications. I did not understand that last part whatsoever. But I have to say, here's another one who keeps showing up every day. So Jacek, we appreciate you. Just keeps going. This from Uniswap: on-chain history made. Base just became the second L2 to ever cross 100 billion in swap volume on the Uniswap protocol. Wow. So that's pretty cool. And that's just on Uniswap. That doesn't include everywhere else. So very cool.
Based.
Yeah, very based. Very based. This from DeWoofy: earn money by watching GM Farcaster. So
watch to earn.
Watch to earn. So Linda had asked for, we had shared this cast the other day. If you see something on either Twitter or Warpcast that should be a bounty, like somebody requesting something, then you should tag Linda in it. And DeWoofy did just that over on Twitter. And I can't get up to that original cast, but it was somebody wanted to pay people to onboard to Farcaster. So how cool is that? And obviously, great opportunity for a bounty. So well done. This from pods.media. Hey, look it up. The legendary pod GM Farcaster is on chain. Begin your journey with season 3 debut, where Nounish Prof and Adrian talk about new Warpcast updates and the black hole game on Farcade. This is our first episode on pods.media. So we have moved there from Zora. Love their new frame. It's fantastic. It has the video from YouTube right built in there. So you can just watch right there if you want. If you want to collect it, you can. The one that's on pods is going to be audio only for the collection. So you can listen right here as well, audio only. And we're also going to be building in some rewards. They have a reward system built in. And I've just been super impressed. There's also a leaderboard. You've been bumped. Yes to crypto. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Simmons came in and did 3. But I was going to say, because I was very happy to see that Yes to Crypto was already at the top of the leaderboard and it had been out for about 2 seconds. So it was impressive.
Can you give it 30 seconds and refresh, please?
I will refresh. Okay, so yes, we are there. And also the hub. The hub is also available on pods in the same feed. So you will see that there as well. So if you want to collect or watch the hub with Dylan and Adrian was the co-host yesterday, you can go check that out there. We've already had 36 collected. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Amazing. So very cool. And if you are a WoW holder, you got both of these, I think. And then, no, I did not send the hub. I don't think I sent the hub out to anybody yet. So that might be all just mints. So that's cool. But we did send the first one of season 3 to all of our hyper subs. So WoW and Mole have that in their wallets. So very cool. Okay, this was just funny. So 0x Melanin had casted today's in petty debate. Today's topic: should milk be poured before cereal or cereal before milk? Pick which works for you and create a short and entertaining debate around it and post it in Super. Get creative. I didn't follow all the directions, but I did recast this and say, I never put milk in my cereal. Never have. My mom would let us eat cereal before she woke up on weekends, but we had glass milk bottles, so she wouldn't let us put milk in. So that's what I got used to. And now I can't understand ruining perfectly good cereal with milk. It just makes it a soggy mess. I don't understand it. Why would you do that? So this set off some people. There was a lot of
Clearly engagement
feelings
farming.
on this.
Yeah, this is like triggering.
I did not expect the level of trigger that I created with this announcement. So well done, 0x Melanin. Good job with the petty debate topic. I think it worked out pretty well. So that was really funny. And then I saw a lot of people commenting on this. So this has been the big topic of debate, topic of discussion. As Brad Q came back, AFK all day, trying to catch up. Biggest thing I learned: cereal first, based; milk first, Solana; nounish prof, Polygon.
Well played.
Well played, Brad Q. Well played. This from Lynx. We have 425 USDC worth of rewards to distribute for people who held IRL events in December. Events from I Speak Nerd, The Thriller, and Lynx in the mix. Check out our snapshot to vote on who gets funding. Want to get retro funded? Reply or reach out to me in the DMs. And this was also casted in Farcaster Fridays. So if you did an IRL event for Farcaster Fridays, you may be qualified for this opportunity. So go check it out. This from Ethereum. Hello, World Computer. And then everyone got a little confused because they were like, vodka first, Cardano.
I don't know if you saw that. I had to pull that up.
That was funny. So going back to this, just to clarify, vodka first, Cardano.
Vodka first, Cardano.
That is funny.
If you're not following Naomi, that's Naomi with 3 eyes. I think.
3 eyes.
Is that how, or 2 eyes?
It's
or 4
like
eyes.
Mike with one eye. It's Naomi with 3 eyes. Yeah.
A little bit of I'm going to out something from a private chat, but Naomi has once claimed she's not funny.
She is so funny. Yeah, she's so funny.
It's
so
bullshit.
you really should be following her. So from the Ethereum Foundation, back to this. Hello, World Computer. And then a few people confused were like, "Aren't you the World Computer?" But it was nice to. It was a nice little moment for GM. Hello, World Computer. So the Ethereum Foundation, I guess, is getting a little more active. And this was from Chaskin. A couple of days ago at the end of GM Farcaster, Nounish Prof asked me, for those of us who are Ethereum maxis and love Ethereum, what can we do to help you or the EF get their message out? At the time, I answered that you're already doing the right thing by regularly using the products built on Ethereum. While I still believe that, now that I've had time to reflect, I have an additional comment. Ethereum voices in the community, myself included, need to do a better job of telling Ethereum's story. In bull markets, when everyone is getting rich, the story often gets overshadowed or forgotten. But to me, Ethereum's story is essential, and it's this. As geopolitical instability rises and trust in institutions decline, Ethereum stands out as a rare tool in the digital age. It's apolitical, neutral, universally accessible, and can't be shut down. And then there was one other comment from Slobo. We can repeat history or we can change it. Ethereum is that change. So also a nice thought here. So that was lovely. So thank you, Chaskin, for actually continuing to think about that and create this beautiful cast. It was lovely.
Ethereum is the world computer.
It is the world computer. Yeah. So we were a little confused why they were saying.
And we're doing a little marketing.
Hello, world computer. I just liked this because I thought it was hilarious. But also, this is from Dish. Top is in. Time to put the fries in the bag. Because it was an XRP. It's an XRP like flyer. Like a, hey, this is why you should buy some XRP on a pole in the middle of New York City or something. Or in Boston. No, it's in Boston. That's Faneuil Hall. I know exactly where this is. That's weird. So we might have hit a top. This from Jonathan Colton, and I'm just not going to read this whole thing, but is Rodeo.club becoming a cornerstone for on-chain art? The latest product market fit survey highlights impressive traction across diverse user bases. 38% of respondents would be very disappointed if they no longer could use Rodeo.club, with another 28% somewhat disappointed. That's 66% of users who deeply value the product, a clear sign of growing relevance. Even better, only 4% no longer use the product, showing excellent retention. So if you haven't checked it out, rodeo.club, it's gaining some traction and people are really enjoying it. So, and cool to see also that, people throw surveys up so easily and it's fun. This from our friends at Boys Club. Some people were like wondering where they were because they have taken a little bit of a break. So I'm just going to read this really quick. Here's what we're up to at the moment. A few core values of Boys Club have withstood the test of time. We're curious and mostly optimistic about tech. We're allergic to product market fit, and we enjoy moving at the speed of the internet. Knowing thyself, we're going into this year with the spirit of experimentation. Less polish, more prototype. Over the next few weeks, you can expect daily drops from the boys, mini apps, product ideas and collabs, new kinds of reporting, fresh show concepts, formats, save the dates, etc. Some of it will be dumb, some of it will be smart, all of it will be fun. We're back to our roots, building in public, learning together, not taking ourselves too seriously, and asking daily, is this anything? First in line, our new site, subject as fuck to change. We love you. So that was nice to see. And one of the things I noticed, they had a picture that was on, I think it was on the Instagram post, and it was a box with like a whole bunch of things written on it. I forgot to pull it. And one of the things that was kind of covered over, it looked like live stream. So yeah, so we'll see. We maybe we inspired them.
They got a taste of it.
Maybe they got the bug,
right? They did a live stream.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah,
in New York City on a Thursday night.
They did.
Sometimes.
So yeah,
and we got Dina on
our
live stream.
Here. Yeah,
and yeah.
So I think that might be one of the things they're going to experiment with.
Ironically, that is one of my biggest learnings from doing GM Farcaster is like how ironic it is that live stream is somehow easier than recording.
Yeah, way easier. Way easier. And it's a lot more, I think, authentic. I think when we try to record stuff, it is so hard. We are not good scripted. So we learned that the hard way a couple times. So we're so much better on the cuff. This from July, just a couple more things and then we're going to wrap. Rubinowitz said, whoa, so you're manufacturing in America, referring to rock. And July's response was, by manufacturing, you mean by hand. By America, you mean my garage. Then yes, we're manufacturing rock camera in the USA. Which I love this so much. I love this so much. We're getting like the first handmade thing from July out of his garage, and I cannot wait to get it.
Just imagining July in his garage making cameras now has just made me like, I was very
just make
patient.
you happy? Yeah.
I was very patient for my rock and now I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
I need it.
I know. I'm very excited. That just, I wish I bought 6 now. I'm, anyway. This from Luke, Builder Energy, greater than Seller Energy. Second edition of the Farcaster weekly update is out. As always, cool new projects you might have missed and instructions to participate inside. So it's another update that is coming out now weekly and really helpful. Great info. I didn't know about Gina OS going live. I missed that somehow. So that's pretty cool. And a few other fun things on there. So go check that out.
Do you remember all the earlier, like This Week in Farcaster newsletters and Outcasters? And
I miss Outcasters.
So many of like the various newsletters. And then there was a time where kind of it didn't have, like there was just fewer of them. And it's interesting now to see more and more people jumping in to try to cover Farcaster because Farcaster needs native media.
Yes, they do. And lastly, this was funny. This is what I imagine Clanker looks like. This was one of these quote retweet situations. This is what I imagine Clanker looks like. This one is funny. This is what Proxy imagines Clanker looks like. I don't know what that even means, but that's a little scary. This is what I imagine Clanker looks like. And various robots. It's all started with sinus odisnail. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it started with this. This is what I imagine Clanker looks like. And this is actual art from Jack Resniski, 1987. So very cool. So it started with a piece of art and then it went to the absurd, much like Farcaster. So there you go. And with that, and behind you, she printed out your cast. We forgot to talk about your background. Yeah, I forgot to pull that. So replying to Lovejoy, so cool. Oh, and that's when is that when you tipped, but you had no tips, or you ran out of tips?
No, that I tipped. That was
that later?
Brad. That was somewhere else.
Later.
I accidentally I did the dollar sign in front of the number, not the degen.
That's right. That's right.
And then when someone pointed it out and then I retipped, I was over my allocation. So
so funny.
My checks are bouncing. My degen checks are bouncing.
Checks are bouncing. Checks are bouncing. Yeah, that was.
And really by the way,
funny. And then the bot replying, and you're like, our bot is so dumb.
Oh, our bot.
Yeah.
GMFC 101. Sometimes it answers so good, right? Like it's just so good.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed. And I asked it about degen tipping and it answered with the most confidence about exactly how you tip in degen using PayBot, that you need to first you need to have degen in your wallet.
Yeah.
It was just boom, boom, boom. And I was like, wrong.
So wrong. So wrong.
I apologize to everyone.
Yeah. Yes to Crypto Boomer Alert contains references to checks.
I was going to say, if you don't know what greed is good is, you definitely don't know what bouncing a check is.
And you don't know what bouncing a check is. By the way, I'm in the situation of having to get something to an insurance company and they will only accept a check. I had to go order checks because I have no checks. I have no checks.
But you can't have to go to the bank and get a check.
Yeah,
you can't have them make one.
No. Oh, maybe I could do it that way. I have to do something. I cannot just, I'm like, what is happening? Like, why? Why do you need a check? Why can I not pay this online? And also, do you accept Bitcoin?
Please.
Why is this so difficult to make a payment? Yeah. Anyway. All right, everybody. And with that, yes, Gordon Gekko. Exactly, Scott. Scott knows. Scott knows greed is good. All right. With that, everyone, we will be back tomorrow. So a little change of schedule. We'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific with Humpty from Crypto Sapiens and Sahil from OpenRank and Cura to talk about some of the cool tools that they're putting into place for using OpenRank and Cura for Crypto Sapiens channel. So we're going to talk with them about that. It'll be really fun. And Scott, we are as well. So there you go. And with that, everybody,
But do I look younger? Question. Do I look younger today than I did 2 weeks ago or a week ago?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the red light. It's a combination of the red light mask that has taken at least 3 years off my face in a week
already.
And the new filter I'm using from StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard.
Little combo. It's a little combo. By the way, on the red light mask thing, none of that was scientific information that she just said.
Do your own research.
Do your own research. Do your own research, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, and with that, everyone, we're gonna call it. We will see you tomorrow for our chat with Humpty and Sahil. And until then, everyone, bye-bye.